Today's arraignment is now in session. Blake, you are currently being charged with assault on a female and unlawful detainment. How would you like to plead? Not guilty, Your Honor. I would never harm a woman. I know I have my history with bar fights when I was younger, but I have never hurt a woman. Well, it is fairly clear that this woman was in fact injured. Looking at her x-ray and the cast she has on her arm, someone clearly hurt her. And she is claiming it was you. No one was more surprised than me when I was served with the papers for court today. I understand we went through a nasty breakup, but I never thought she would attempt to put me in jail under false pretenses. So you are denying all involvement in her injury? Of course. I would never hurt the mother of my child. Your Honor, he is the one who broke my wrist. I do not feel safe at home anymore. I am constantly looking over my shoulder. I should not have to live like this. No, you should not. But the problem lies within the proof. Do you have any witnesses who can place him in your apartment at the time of the attack? My neighbors heard me yelling for help. They're the ones who called 911 first. I see that. But the issue with that is they only confirmed hearing and seeing you. No one else can verify that he was in fact in the apartment. At this moment, it is just your word against his. How is any victim of domestic violence supposed to prove it when we are Abu Dollar Ed in the privacy of our own home? Abigail, please stop this. You know this isn't the truth. Can we please drop this? Do not talk to her. There is no reason at all for you to communicate with her. Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. The official court date for this case will be set for next month. As this is your first charge of this nature, I do not see the need to hold you in custody until then. You are, however, not to leave the state before trial. So he's free to go. What am I supposed to do to stay safe? If you would just look over the evidence I have from our short relationship, you will understand that I am telling the truth and I am not safe. I understand your concern. I am willing to grant a 30-day no-contact order. We can discuss extending the order at trial date. I understand you want immediate results, but today is not the trial. Today is only an arraignment. Property management, how can I help you? Hi, I'm a resident in Building H. I'm needing to move apartments or get out of my lease or something. I need help. Is there something wrong with the unit? No, the apartment is wonderful. I no longer feel safe there. I let my boyfriend stay with me for a few weeks when he lost his housing, but he went crazy. He refused to leave and ended up assaulting me. I don't want him knowing where I live. Oh, honey, is that what happened to your arm? Yes. We have trial next month and I have a no-contact order, but that's only a piece of paper. I don't feel safe. Let me see what I can do for you. I went through a similar thing in my 20s. Us girls have got to stick together. Hi, sweetie. Just calling to check on how your first night was in the new unit. It's amazing. Thank you so much for helping me switch units. And thank you for getting me into a 2-bedroom. I've been working here for a while. It's good to be able to use my know-how for a good cause. And a 2-bedroom is essential if you decide that you are keeping that bundle you've got. How far along are you now? I just hit 10 weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have my first appointment tomorrow. You've still got some time. Just know you have those options. I chose to keep my baby, and I never regretted it. You don't have to get rid of your baby if your heart is telling you no. I don't know if I could go through with an abortee 0N. I know I already love it, even though I wasn't ready. Hey, weird question, but are you Blake's ex? Why? I'm taking him to court for domestic violence, but I don't have enough proof. I'm hoping to get statements from his exes to show a history of Abigail. I can't help you. I'm sorry. Please. He always talked about how crazy you were apparently, which I know now means you didn't take his sheet. If we can get him arrested, you can go through your pregnancy without worrying he will show up. He won't be arrested. Abigailers in this county never are. And this is not his baby. Oh, I thought he lied about you cheating and getting pregnant by someone else. He did lie. I just will never claim that he is the father. I wouldn't wish that on my child ever. He won't be arrested. You'll just have to wait until he gets a new supply. Hey, I saw police at my old apartment building. Is everything okay? Yes, I was just about to call you. I wanted to make sure you were okay. I'm fine. What happened? Someone broke down the door to your old unit last night and started a fire in the bedroom. The arson detective is in there now, and police are questioning neighbors to see if anyone saw something. It's Blake. I know it was. What are the chances of that happening right after court? Oh, I have no doubt of that. I think I have finally convinced the complex to begin installing cameras after this. I'm so sorry. Don't blame yourself, dear. I'm just glad we got you moved before he decided to come back over. At least you are safe. I still feel like this is my fault. And if you look on the monitor right there, you can see the heartbeat. It's beating at 160 for BPM, which is great. You're measuring a little under 10 weeks as well, so you may have just ovulated later than normal. But baby looks great. Now I know during your intake, you disclosed the situation you have going on with the father and how you are unsure about if you are keeping baby. Are you still unsure? Yes, I am. My heart is telling me to keep the baby, but I know if I do that ties me to him for the rest of my life, and I don't know if I can handle that. I have worked in this field for 3 decades. If you are having any doubts on abortion, then consider other options. Adoption is a possibility as well. But abortion is a permanent choice that you can't undo if you aren't sure. I think I want to keep it. I have to. Why is it that I am finding out that you are pregnant when you are asking me for help getting an attorney? Why didn't you share this with me earlier? I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't want to say anything until I decided whether or not I was going to have an abortizero or not. I wanted to decide for myself. I'm sorry, you were considering an abortizero. Well, thank the Lord you didn't do that. That is the absolute worst decision you could have made. It breaks my heart that you would even consider this. You don't understand. He's not a good guy. I mean, he broke my wrist. He's Abigail and he would be a dangerous father. That's why I'm asking for help getting an attorney. Well, what about a public defender? Then you don't have to pay for it. I've met with my public defender, and he is useless. He's basically telling me that I have no proof that it was Blake who broke my wrist or anything, and recommended trying to settle out of court if the district attorney is willing to drop the case. I'm sure he is just fine. He passed the bar after all. I think you really need to sit down and reevaluate all of your recent life decisions. You went from engaged to single, and now show up pregnant mere months later by another man. This is not a good look. Mom, it's not about how I look. It's about protecting myself and my child from my Abigail. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but this is a lesson on watching who you sleep with. These are the consequences of bad life decisions. I already wasted too much on a wedding you called off. I have nothing more to give. Abigail, this is Barry, your public defender. I just got word from your ex's legal counsel, and it is not looking good for us right now. What's going on? Well, first off, the attorney he hired is very good. I've gone up against her before, and she is ruthless. She's attempting to have the case completely dismissed. She can't do that, can she? They have to hear our case. It's all up to the judge. They can decide whatever they like. I know you don't want to settle, but that may be your best case. No, I won't settle. He is dangerous. Someone has to finally do something about him. Well, he has a friend on his side because according to his attorney, he has an alibi for the night your wrist was broken. Clearly, he's lying about having an alibi. He was there. My wrist is broken. He did that. Listen, I don't doubt you. I'm sure you are telling the truth and this guy is the scum of the earth. But we bear the burden of proof, and right now there's definitely a case for reasonable doubt. The judge will see I'm not lying though, right? I have the report from when I tried to have him charged for communicating threats. I have proof he refused to move out of my home. And he has a warrant out of state for failure to pay child support. You don't understand how the legal system works. The county isn't going to detain him over child support from another state. And the fact is, there is no precedent showing he is violent at all. This is an uphill battle, if we even get to battle at all. Court is now in session to determine whether or not the accused is guilty of the charges laid against him. At the arraignment, I requested that more proof be brought in to convince me without a doubt that the defendant is guilty. Has that happened? Your Honor, I have submitted an affidavit from an old neighbor claiming that they saw Blake leaving the apartment the night of my assault, as well as the night of the fire. That neighbor was also subpoenaed by the defense to testify, correct? Yes, Your Honor. I am confident that their testimony will match their affidavit completely and clear up any doubts that you may have. Are you able to submit any other evidence today to back up your claim? No, Your Honor. I have submitted an affidavit from the property manager of my apartment complex stating that he was squatting in my apartment without being on the lease, which is backed up by my attempt to have him evicted by the police. This does not prove that he is in fact the one who broke your wrist. I understand, Your Honor. When it comes to court, the burden of proof lies with the party that made the claim. The defendant is innocent until proven guilty. It is your job to convince me behind a shadow of a doubt that he is in fact guilty of exactly what you have charged him with. Your Honor, if I may call the neighbor to the stand. Yes, you may. Thank you. Now, ma'am, what exactly did you see on the night of the assault? I heard yelling first. At first, I thought it was someone's TV until I heard someone scream. I looked out the peephole of my front door and saw a young blonde man quickly walking away from Abigail's apartment. What time was this? It was very late. Almost midnight, I believe. That's why I thought it was a TV at first. Now I remember when I would visit Abigail there, that the lights in the outside halls between the apartments would flicker consistently. I actually have a video from the apartments showing how badly they flicker at night. Were they flickering that night? Yes, they have been doing that for months. I've notified the maintenance crew, but they have not gotten around to fix it. So it's very possible then that you didn't see the face of the person leaving Abigail's apartment that night very clearly. I mean, the person didn't turn around and I never saw his face. But I know I saw you. You had lived there for over a month. I recognized you. But you didn't see a face. How can you be 100% certain you saw me and not another white blonde man leaving her apartment? I guess it is possible. But I'm pretty sure it was you. I would like to call my next witness. Jennifer, can you please come to the stand? Jennifer, can you tell me where you were the night of the assault? Yes. I was with you at my home across town. Are you able to verify this? I work from home and was logged in on my computer all evening. So you were home. Is there proof he was with you? I do not have hard evidence, no. He was playing an online game on my other computer, and his profile shows he was active during that time, though. Your Honor, it seems to me like there is no concrete proof either way. Can you say without a shadow of a doubt that I am guilty, or is it possible that my ex is just trying to set me up to keep me away from my child before they are even born? I have heard enough. I am ready to give my ruling. There is no definitive evidence in this case to remove doubt that the defendant is in fact guilty. Situations like this are difficult, but when the burden of proof is not met, I cannot in good conscience rule against the defendant. Therefore, I rule that the defendant is not guilty. I will strongly recommend to you, ma'am, to ensure that you install cameras throughout your home. While I hope you are never in this situation again, if you are, at least you will have proof. Am I able to extend my no-contact order? Legally, there is no reason to extend the no-contact order. There is no evidence of wrongdoings. Thank you for seeing the truth today, Your Honor. My future child and I are grateful. Court is dismissed. I pray I do not see you to back in here again.